Hey guys, it's Manny Brandon with Manny's Fitness Fortress, the citadel of power. Are you feeding your kids poison?
So my oldest is 4. He's never had cereal in his life. He's never seen a box of cereal. My sister's kids live a very different lifestyle, and they came over and they brought a pantry worth of stuff that he's never seen.
Not only things like Oreos, M&Ms, and Cheetos contain high fructose corn syrup, salt, and other additives, but they also contain red 40 dyes.
Cheetos, neon blue taquitos, like Oreo, golden Oreo, and he's just looking at it. He's like, what is all of this? He was a different child, like off the walls, chaotic, jumping, screaming, and he's a very chill dude.
When your kids consume red dye 40, there's accelerated, excessive jumping, hyperactivity, chaotic, restlessness, agitated, attention deficit disorder, ADHD, ADD, whatever you want to call it, and then they prescribe Ritalin and all types of other medications for your kids based on the foods that you inadvertently give them.
And it's sad because you have parents that are exhausted, overworked, feel like they're at their wits' end. So like, I can't wake up early enough to make breakfast, so I'm going to pour this thing of cereal. And then you think you have a problematic kid, so then you drug your kid.
Because of this situation, parents are feeling hopeless and don't realize our own government allows dangerous and toxic additives and food colorings in foods that are banned in most other countries.
Instead of just waking up, and maybe it's going to sound judgmental, wake up 10 minutes early and crack a couple eggs in a pan. And that's what I do every day. My kids every single day have eggs, maybe some oatmeal, some kind of like meat protein and fruit.
Eggs, protein, oatmeal. This is real food. Bioavailable nutrients and vitamins from whole foods, not chemicals, preservatives, and additives in foods that is made in a laboratory.
Like that's breakfast every day. It's non-negotiable. And again, he hasn't seen a box of cereal. If I started his journey with solids, with, Lucky Charms, of course he's gonna be like, oh, I don't want these eggs. Give me the sugar marshmallows for breakfast, of course.
Lucky Charms and a host of other kids' cereals and a ton of other foods marketed towards kids modify and alter their taste buds and receptors to the point where kids don't even know or want real food. They don't even know what it is. They don't even know what it really is supposed to taste like. They don't even want real foods based on all the additives and preservatives in the foods that we've been marketed to give them, based on the laboratory chemicals, preservatives, and additives that are put in them. It's not real food.
So you have to kind of just take the things away, and ultimately all of these things that seem like hurdles are going to be so much better for your family to where you're not medicating your small child.
And this is the key. We're going to educate, not medicate. Get your kids satiated and full off of real food. Let's get into this. Are you ready? All right, guys, thanks for joining me, Manny Brandon with Manny's Fitness Fortress. Follow me also on TikTok and Instagram and Manny's Fitness Fortress. We gotta get into a much needed topic that needs a lot of discussion. First thing I wanna talk to you guys about, one of the most addictive and cancerous and toxic elements in our food, marketed towards everybody, but especially our children, red dye 40. We're gonna talk about the foods that have it, we're gonna talk about the side effects, and then we're gonna talk about alternatives or swap out measures that you can take to replace all those things, those foods that contain it. All right, so first thing, we're gonna go down a list with a lot of foods that contain this crap, all right? Protein powders, that's right, all you fitness addicts, high quality companies that make a gamut of supplements usually don't have it, like your Muscle Techs and things like that, whole food supplement companies. But read the ingredient label on all of your protein powders, because a lot of protein powders actually contain red dye 40, all right? Breakfast cereals. Every breakfast cereal that is marketed towards kids with those colorful flavors and colorful colors, they all have them. Those colors are significant and compatible with red dyes of that same nature. This is a yellow dye, but we're talking about just one today, red dye 40. So your Lucky Charms, your Cocoa Puffs, especially your Captain Crunch, all of those have cancerous chemicals that create agitated kids, hyperactivity, ADD, ADHD, whatever you want to call it. And then from years, not months, years, decades of feeding our kids that crap. It builds up in the system, and then we want to medicate them because we think something's wrong with them. It's the food that we inadvertently give them as parents because of our busy schedules, instead of sitting down, saying, I need to take a moment of pause. Let me go in the kitchen and cook them some pasture-raised eggs, some organic oatmeal, give them some berries, fruits, strawberries for real food. That's real food. Your body craves that. Your cells crave it, all right? Sodas and soft drinks. Pepsi, Coca, Diet Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Dr. Pepper, and a lot of soft drinks. And it's usually synonymous. A lot of things that contain, a lot of these drinks that contain red dye 40 also contain high amounts of high fructose corn syrup, in addition to sugar. So that's a lethal combination, all right? That affects your body just drinking it 2 hours after. Imagine 5, 10 years, 13-year-old child. Imagine that, decades of drinking that crap, all right? Condiments, your mayo, your ketchup. Anytime you guys ever put stuff on your food, you get those little ketchup packets. Read the back of the labels. You'll always see high fructose corn syrup. And in many cases, you'll see red dye 40 in another form too, different variations of the descriptive nature of that chemical. You got puddings, most dairy products, not necessarily milk, but packaged or processed dairy products like ice cream, frozen yogurt, things like that. So I do eat dairy-free ice cream. Ben & Jerry's has an amazing dairy-free ice cream, so does Haagen-Dazs. And usually they omit a lot of those extra additives and chemicals that you don't need, all right? Baked goods. I noticed this a couple of weeks ago. I was reading the back of some pastries and some muffins, brownies and things like that, and I started seeing this. I said, what, red dye 40? That's crazy. Why do they need to put that in here? But that's the fact. They put red dye 40 in a lot of baked goods. So you have to, if you buy them from the store, you have to read the back of the item, read the ingredient label, and one of the alternatives I'm going to get into is making your own baked goods from scratch, from home, so check that out too. Chocolate candy. Chocolate is one of the biggest proponents that's a culprit to digestion in general. It's bad for your gut bacteria. It's bad for your stomach, mucous membrane lining, and it has a lot of red dye 40. Not dark chocolate, okay? I'm talking about regular milk chocolate, your Snickers bars, your, Nutter Butter, stuff like that. Twix, all that type of stuff. And I didn't know this, so red dye 40, they're putting in everything, just like years ago they started putting high fructose corn syrup in everything. It's just a process to try to dumb us down and make us sick. And these are the reasons why we end up in the hospital. And they say, okay, you got this wrong with you from all the food we gave you. And then now we can prescribe you medicine and try to keep you on the medicine for the rest of your freaking life. That's the key, That's the plan. Even beginning of 2020 to 2023, what we went through with all these, it's all the Food and Drug Administration and the FDA are in bed with each other. They always have been, all right? After that, fruit juices, guys. So you're talking about, when you see apple juice in the store, guys, a lot of that stuff is not pasteurized. It's mostly water and sugar. If you want to feed your child something that's fairly healthy to drink, feed them freshly squeezed orange juice, not from concentrate, or apple cider, not apple juice. Apple cider is a dark brown and it's usually in the organic juice area, all right? Otherwise, just give them water, straight up water, all right? Then you got fruit gummy snacks, all those things, ton of sugar, red red dye 40 chemicals. You got sports and energy drinks. So this is a massive amount of, a lot of people don't even realize this. I don't know if it's in specific bodybuilding sports drinks, but just your general Gatorade and things like that. You want energy, eat a piece of fruit, eat a banana, eat some berries, drink some beetroot juice. No other fruit or vegetable on the planet will give you a higher accelerated level of energy than beetroot juice. Raise your nitric oxide level. It's been tested clinically in laboratories to promote athletic performance 5 to 10 times. Nitric oxide levels increases blood flow, lowers blood sugar, lowers high blood pressure. Beetroot juice, not sport drinks. All right. Now, chewing gum. I haven't really chewed chewing gum in a while, in a few years, but that's on this list. So I really don't find a need to do it anymore. But you can see, guys, they put it in everything. Over-the-counter medications. That means everything you go into Walgreens or all these drugstores, everything on the shelf that you don't have to go up to the pharmacy for. There's red dye 40 chemicals in most of those things, especially cough syrup. So guys, beware. Read your labels, and if you can, try to get your, try to get stuff to improve your health or, heal up from injuries or, sicknesses from things from the health food store. Holistic. Take a holistic approach. All right. After that, it's crispy, salty, and snacks like that, pretzels and potato chips. I didn't realize this. I knew potato chips had a ton of salt, sugar, seed oils, but red dye 40 is in potato chips. And potato chips is probably one of the most highly sold and marketed snacks in the world. Red dye 40 is in potato chips. Stay clear of that. If you can, get the most whole food based potato chips you can, kettle cooked, or go to the health food store and make sure you get some without any seed oils and things like that. All right, now that's the list of foods with red dye 40, guys. The next thing we're gonna get into is the causes, the symptoms, what manifests from a couple months to a couple years of ingesting red dye 40 that we attribute to other things, and then we try to medicate kids because of that. So hyperactivity, including ADHD. So when I was a kid, kids are naturally more energetic than adults. When we were kids, we were always in school and class clowning around. We had all this energy. That's why kids hit the playground. They were very active in sports because the kids naturally have high energy. They're supposed to be that way. So before there was any red dye 40, kids were already naturally active. So then the powers that be infuse this red dye 40 into the foods and then make the kids even more hyper active. So then they say, okay, your kid's disrupting class, he's throwing spitballs, he's causing disruptions. So maybe we need to get some therapy for him and get him medicated, get some Ritalin, and that's the process that happens in that order. Fun, loving, happy child, energetic, playing on a playground, may have a couple hiccups in the classroom, okay? Eating breakfast cereals because the mothers take the time to wake up and cook a proper breakfast or prep it the night before, put it in the fridge, and they're eating these things for months and years, and it's affecting their body chemistry, okay? So now they're really acting up in class, really being energetic and acting out and screaming and displaying signs of depression, highs and lows, so now we gotta medicate them. All right. Behavioral changes like irritability and depression. Like I said, they're very irritable, can't sit still, highs and lows, depression. Okay, that's on this list. Red dye 40. Allergic reactions, just like any medication or some foods, a lot of processed foods, people have allergic reactions. Kids have allergic reactions to a lot of red dye 40 chemicals, and parents don't know that it's from the freaking Lucky Charms and Captain Crunch, so then they take them to the doctor because this reaction, they're getting medication for something originally caused by some crappy food. And that's their whole plan to make us sick, okay, through and other medications and toxic food, and then try to give us a remedy in a laboratory drug to mask that, and then give us a drug for the side effects that creates. It's like a domino effect. That's crazy. You gotta wake up, people, for the health of you, your family, and your children, especially your children. They're the future. All right, next after that is hives and asthma. All right, now I know people that have asthma, and I learned and researched this recently. About 70% of people that have asthma don't have to have it. They weren't born with it. It's an accumulation and brought on by digestive changes, biological changes, and also metabolic changes in the body from toxic food over a period of years. That's why some people develop asthma when they're like 17, 22, A lot of people don't have it early on as a child. And things like this, red dye 40, exacerbates it. It's crazy because it affects your whole, mucous membrane lining, your whole respiratory lining, and builds up inflammation when combined with other toxins in those same foods. It's crazy. All right, now you got watery eyes. Normally watery eyes is not bad because you need your tear ducts to help clean your eyes. But if it's caused from a, outside source, from a foreign, if it's initiated from a foreign source, it's not good because that means you're producing more than you need to and you're producing tears when you don't need to. So this is another thing on this list. The last thing on this list is migraines. Just like in adults, when adults get migraines, they pop pills, medication, bare aspirin, Tylenol, Advil. Eventually, just like antibiotics, they can cause stomach ulcers and destructive issues in your whole digestive tract because that's what medication does. That's what aspirin does. That's what Advil does. Now you're taking this because you have a migraine, but you got to go back and look at the source. Why do I have a migraine? These medications and stuff are a Band-Aid. They're not healing the root problem. So, okay, migraines most are caused from dehydration, okay? You don't have as much water in your body as you need. Too much coffee, actually. Some types of coffee, all right? Stress. Vitamin and nutrient deficiencies, okay? And a host of other things too that I'm not gonna get into right now. But the first step that you can start with eliminating migraines is just up your water intake, adults and children, all right? And then eliminate things from your diet that are just totally unhealthy and processed. And after a couple of days, couple of weeks, you'll find that some of the symptoms you had or ailments will actually leave. You won't have them anymore after a couple of weeks if you're going on a clean diet for a couple of weeks. But everybody wants a quick fix. We live in a fast society. Nobody wants to wait. We got low attention spans. But just like it takes years to build up ailments in your body sometimes, certain ailments, some build up in a couple of weeks. It takes about 3 weeks to a couple of months to actually, reconstitute your body's metabolism. So you get toxins out, you get inflammation out, and then you start seeing results. It's not going to be an overnight situation, all right? Just keep that in mind. Now, this is a very serious topic. I get so upset when I go into grocery stores and I see all these toxic chemicals, and the ingredient list is in the back of the packaging, and it's so small, and it's on the back, so most people don't even read it. As adults and mothers and whoever you are in your family that's shopping, you gotta get whatever you pick up, turn it around and read that ingredient list, all right? And crazy, a lot of the side effects can be like eliminated just by eliminating these foods, all right? So you got alternatives, guys. Now we're gonna get into some solutions and we're gonna wrap this up. Listen, several ways to eliminate red dye 40 from your kid's diet and lifestyle. Offer your kid water. This came from a recommendation of a source online, and it actually uses the word offer your child water or 100% naturally squeezed fruit juice. No, scratch that. You're not going to offer your kids. That's a whole problem. We got our children put on a pedestal where they are friends. No, they are your children. Do not offer them water. Give them water. You're not going to drink this sugary fruit juice. You're not going to drink this Pepsi. You're not going to drink lemonade. You're not going to drink Kool-Aid. You're not going to drink the Gatorade. Because look, John, and see the second ingredient is sugar. See this down here? Explain to them. Read the ingredient labels to your kids, and give them something that tastes just as delicious or even more delicious that's healthy. Because kids don't know that. Kids don't care about the ingredient list. They care about taste. Remember that, all right? So offer your child, give your child water 100% of the time, or a freshly squeezed true fruit juice with no other ingredients, with just 2 ingredients, water and the fruit juice. That's it. The second thing is choose organic cereals without colors or additives or high fructose corn syrup. Now, the source where this came from, it said it recommended Cheerios and some other things. Cheerios don't have food colorings, but they have a lot of sugar. So I would go in, like I said, kids don't care about ingredient labels, they care about taste. Kashi, Nature's Path, and Cascadian Farms are 3 organic food cereals that are sold in Walmart's, ShopRite, Wegmans, Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, BJ's. Listen, these taste amazing Your kids won't know the difference. They'll love them even more than the toxic cereals. And they are made with organic cane sugar, no high fructose corn syrup, no food colorings, no unhealthy additives, all real whole grains, high in B vitamins and a ton of antioxidants. So choose those, remember those names. Nature's Path, CASHAPP, Cascadian Farms, guys. They all make great stuff. And organic oatmeal, just organic oat, steel cut or otherwise. Put some honey in there, put some agave sweetener in there and give it to a kid, they'll love it. Kids just care about taste. All right, so make it appealing for them. All right, now eliminate all commercial snacks by brand names and versions. Replace the versions with healthy alternatives. Healthy food stores, Wegmans, Trader Joe's, all these things have them. Instead of regular chips, get Kellogg chips with minimal additives. Read the ingredient label. Get the food that has the smallest ingredient label, guys. Instead of sugary sodas and Pepsi Colas, Hi-C and, Kool-Aid, get some fruit smoothies, some pureed fruit smoothies and stuff like that. Put agave nectar in some otherwise fruit drinks that would not be delicious. Blend your own fruits at home, puree them, and make your own fruit smoothies. That'll satiate your kids and it'll slowly bring back the true palate of food for their taste buds, all right? Bake desserts from scratch for your kids and your family, all right? Instead of going and buying prepackaged or processed baked goods at the store, unless it's organic and you can read the ingredient list and it has no high fructose corn syrup and red 40 dye chemicals or additives. You can do that. They are out there. You just got to look. You got to do your due diligence and read the ingredient label. All right. And guys, that's it. All right. I want you to smash your workout, smash your nutrition. Don't hate the person, hate the process. This red I'm getting tongue to this red dye 40 crap, this high fructose corn syrup, this excessive salt, sugar. We're at war, guys. They are trying to control and take our kids from us. We're at war. Show them that you are in control of your household, that you're in control of your household, and you're in control of what you put in your mouth. All right. Thanks for watching. See you next time on Manny's Fitness Fortress. Boom.